Joining me from Napier, New Zealand, Ahinga Selemani from the New Zealand Premiership. Episode 3 of the Canucks Abroad interview series in partnership with Northern Starting 11.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So let's start with your beginnings, shall we? You're from Moncton?
Yeah, so I was born in Moncton, New Brunswick, east side of Canada. But when I was around 2 years old, my family moved to Windsor, Ontario. So I actually, most of my upbringing was in Ontario.
Perfect. And then after that, you moved on to...
Yeah, so after that, we moved to Ann Arbor, Michigan, just about an hour away from Ontario. There were some more opportunities for school, more opportunities for work for my parents, and so moved to Ann Arbor, Michigan, and got more engaged in soccer there. And that's kind of most of my youth life.
And can you talk a little bit about your background? From my understanding, you have triple citizenship.
Yeah, so I'm since being born in Canada, obviously I have Canadian citizenship. And having moved to the United States, I gained United States citizenship. But my parents are originally from the Democratic Republic of Congo, and because of that, I have a line to that country, and I can get a passport.
So you're somebody that a couple of years ago caught the eye of many. You represented the U.S. Youth Men's National Team program for several years.
Right.
Can you talk about that experience? What kind of players you had the chance to share with? What kind of coach brought you in? How it all came about, and maybe how that is tied to your move to the Greek Super League.
Yeah, so I've been able to go to the residency program in the United States down in Bradenton, Florida, playing for the under-17s when I was 15. So that was a boarding school program. Got me to play with some nice competition regularly with some good coaches and some players that you probably have heard. One big name being, Rubio Rubin, who's gone on, Corey Baird, who recently got the MLS, Rookie of the Year, and many others through, U18 national team camps and U20 camps. And those experiences in Europe, playing in tournaments, playing overseas, playing against different kind of players from different academies overseas really pushed me to decide after playing 3 years of college that I was ready to make the jump and try to play in Europe. But definitely, I was very blessed to be a part of that system.
For people who don't know, the U.S. Men's National Team, the federation is known for being big on development, playing a lot of friendlies, playing a lot of exhibition tournaments, definitely getting a lot of time for its players. Would you say that influenced you a lot, Ahinga, for playing for the U.S. In youth level, as opposed to maybe Canada when they did or express interest, but they weren't playing any games?
Right. When I was 17, I had a decision whether to play for the under-17 Canadian or under-17 U.S. national team, and we leaned towards the United States at the time because of the development of everyday training that they had down in Bradenton and just how the academies were set up in the States. We found that it would be better for my development to side with the United States at that time, and I think that's helped my game grow significantly, of course, yeah. But you can obviously see that the Canadian system is growing nowadays with academy system in Canada and the CPL growing. So you can see the players are definitely getting better each year.
Right. So backtracking a bit, in your time in the Greek Super League, an incident came up that you were cut because of you refused to go on loan. Could you talk a little bit about that?
The reason why things didn't work out in Greece is because I wasn't able to obtain a working permit visa to work in Europe at the time.
So in university in the total of 3 years, what career did you study particularly? And obviously you cited your reason for leaving early.
Right. I studied international relations, also known as global studies at the University of California, Santa Barbara. And I'm really into the study of globalization and how things work around the world and how different countries can affect different other countries. I think that just comes through my ability to having been traveled since a young age, it's just being exposed to different cultures. It was really easy pick major wise. Reason for going after junior years because I already had done a good significant amount of schooling. Having coming in a semester early before I had transferred to Santa Barbara. Credit wise, I was looking fine, and felt that I can just make this jump and go to Greece.
Did you think at any point in time, hey, I'm playing in North America, I'm playing in the States, NCAA Division One soccer. Maybe I stay one more year and I signed what is called now a Generation Adidas contract with Major League Soccer.
So, to my understanding, after speaking with the staff and back in college and just having more understanding about MLS contracts, so I had played for the Columbus Crew Academy Wolves in high school, which made me MLS homegrown tied. So I could only be selected by my homegrown team until they had given away my rights to either the MLS. So until I graduated, or in terms of NCAA seasons, finishing your whole college career, my rights were to the Columbus Crew, and they hadn't picked up an option on me since I had joined the national team or until then. So it was just a risk of, what happens if you stay next season? I was doing well at the time. Will I get picked up? Will an injury come up? It just felt like the right move at the time. Obviously, you can go, oh yeah, could have stayed another season, maybe get out of the homegrown, but I felt that at the time that was the best move.
And something that I noticed in your career timeline is that for a period of a total of 1 year, you were not playing. You were off the sidelines. What happened there? Did you sustain an injury that kept you away from the fields?
Yeah. So initially I did have an injury to my ankle. So I just re-enrolled in school and got some units for school while rehabbing that. And then towards the end of that first half of that year, started going and training with some teams to get some flow. Went overseas, trained in Germany, and then just getting some units with school, and then I just moved back into football.
Right. So during that time, you were kind of not only coming back from injury, but as well as analyzing all the options that you had on the table.
Right. Exactly.
So Eastern Europe is known for a lot of things, which has a very unique football culture. Can you tell me any stories? Can you describe your time there in the second division?
Yeah. So I was living in Prague at the time, playing for Vlašim, about 40, 45 kilometers out of the city. I think Eastern Europe's just fine. I had a great time there. People were great. Cultures are very unique, and I really like the environments that I was able to be a part of. I think people there really love their football.
You think that part of the world, footballing wise, is maybe taken for granted? Looked at less.
I would say for sure. I think, especially for my experiences in the Czech Republic, I didn't expect the level to be so intense. I found that it's the type of country where the football is very physical in terms of running. You can see even when Slavia Prague played against Barcelona that 5 more players on Slavia clocked in more kilometers than Barcelona players, and we're talking Barcelona. So you can tell like the type of mentality these players have, determination, and I think that's good for any young player to have that kind of mindset and be trained in those environments. It really grooms you.
So as we mentioned in the very beginning, you're now in New Zealand Premiership.
Right.
Your team of the week honors there. You're doing quite well, getting lots of playing time. The New Zealand League, the schedule is from October to March. So after March, do you see yourself staying there or maybe going abroad?
Yeah, at the moment things are going okay. I credit a lot to my teammates, the staff. The staff has done really well with helping me understand how to position myself better in games, move better in games, and exploit good areas. And it's paid off significantly for me. And New Zealand's great. Great place, great people, great community at the club, and yeah, we'll see what happens after the season. Obviously, looking to play abroad, and that would definitely be an idea. And if something comes that works for me and works for my family, then yeah, we'll see what happens then.
What's your thoughts on the CPL, and what have you seen from it? And is it a league that you see yourself playing in one day?
Yeah. Like I said, you never know, right? But I've been following the CPL quite recently. Just realized that it's a very well structured league, and you can see the talent's growing. They didn't have it when I lived back in Canada, and it's a good platform for players, young players or players who haven't had the chance in Canada. So definitely, you never know. I'm definitely been paying attention to the CPL.
So as of right now, you're one of many players in the same position, I guess, who are dual nationals, but are or aren't tracked from their FAs. What do you think should change in order to kind of set like a scouting network of sorts to make sure that we keep more talent in Canada?
I would say just keep growing the sport in your own country. Keep trying to do the best to promote your young players. Follow them through their schools. Get more scouts out there that are qualified, and don't make everything about money. And I think that's where some players are maybe unfortunate to participate. But yeah, just keep putting in more time into the sport would be my advice.
Have you had the chance to speak to any Canadian players, either in New Zealand or any of the clubs that you've encountered?
Yeah, so I've been able to over the past years. Yeah, I know a few Canadian players. I know just from national team camps. Jordan Hamilton who had played for the Toronto FC plays for Canadian youth national teams, and we'd run into each other at national team tournaments, playing against each other. And he was a good guy, a good lad. On my team at the moment, there are a few Canadians. Dylan Sacramento previously played in the CPL at Valor. A great guy, great player who enjoy playing with as well. And yeah, I've met some Canadian players along my way. Yeah, for sure.
Having been so many years outside the country, is it kind of would it be a full circle moment for you to come back?
I'd say obviously anyone wants to be close to their family, and that's one side effect that I would like to have. But I would say I'm okay. If things work out that it's best for me to be next to my family, or there's an opportunity or a contract that comes, in the CPL or anywhere in North America that allows me to be in a better situation with my family, then we'll talk about it. But I'm used to doing my own thing, and as long as I'm focusing on football, that's really all that matters.
Definitely. Is there something that you'd like to have people know about you?
Yeah, for sure. That I'm just personally, I would say just a hard worker, very hard worker, and point to prove, and definitely in my career, I feel like I have a huge point to prove, and I know I'm doubted on a lot, but I'm ready to turn those heads and elevate my game every day.
What would you consider a breakthrough for you? What's Ahinga Selemani's dream?
My dream would definitely be to play and represent my country at the senior level. That being, you have to value what opportunity comes first. But if I could represent Canada, that would be great. Represent United States at senior level, that'd be great. Or Congo at the senior level, that would be great. But break into hopefully, the highest level of European football one day. That would be a great accomplishment for myself. Yeah.
Absolutely, and you're still very young, age 23. But it's amazing how much how much you've gone around the globe and all the experiences you had at just 23.
Yeah, yeah. It's actually a lot of people always ask me like, how do you go from place to place and just deal with new societies? And I'm just like, you know, um, everywhere has a bed, everywhere has Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
I'm good to go as long as I can play football.
exactly.
Yeah.
Would you like to see Moncton and New Brunswick get a team? Would that be a dream of yours too?
Yeah, that would definitely be great. I think the day that happens, you can definitely guarantee I'll be coming home.
You'll be the first signing.
Yeah, I'll be the first signing there.
The Maritimes needs definitely footballers from its own region. So I think you'd be at the top of the list there.
Yeah. You never know. You never know.
Excellent, Hinga. Thanks so much for joining me, and best of luck in the rest of the season, and hope to meet you someday in person.
Yes, thank you as well, Thomas. I appreciate the call. And you have a good Happy New Year's.